Welcome to the Deep Dive. Come on in. Today we're getting into something everyone experiences. Talking about the weather.
That's right. Specifically doing it in English. It seems simple, but there's actually a surprising amount of language involved.
Exactly. It's not just sunny or rainy. There's a whole world of words to make it more, well, descriptive. Whether it's just a little drizzle or, a total downpour.
Weather comes up so much in conversation, especially, say, in the UK.
Yeah.
It changes all the time.
Yeah.
You can genuinely feel like you've had 4 seasons in one day sometimes. So having the words matters.
That makes sense. If it changes that much, you need different ways to talk about it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's dive in. Where should we start? Temperature.
Yeah, temperature's a good starting point. Especially the cold side. There's a bit of a scale. So if it's just a little bit cold, maybe you need a light jacket, like an autumn morning. People often say chilly.
Chilly, okay. Not freezing, just cool.
Exactly. Cool, noticeable, but manageable. Then, if it gets much colder, you move into freezing.
Ah, freezing. That sounds more serious.
It is. Think really cold places like, deep winter. The kind of cold where you can actually see your breath.
Oh, right. That's a clear sign. You definitely need to bundle up then.
Definitely. Lots of layers. And technically, freezing happens when the thermometer drops below freezing.
This is 0 degrees Celsius?
That's the one. Or 32 Fahrenheit. So below freezing means it is freezing weather.
Got it. Chilly, then freezing when it's actually below 0 C.
Okay, what about rain? It seems like there are tons of words for rain.
There really are. It starts super light, just a few drops, barely anything. That's often called spitting.
Spitting.
A bit more than that, steadier but still light, is drizzling.
Drizzling, okay. Like a fine mist, maybe? Yeah, sometimes it looks like that. You might want an umbrella for drizzle, but it's not, intense.
Right, but then it can get intense.
Oh, absolutely. When it's really coming down hard, you hear pouring, or more informally, chucking it down.
Chucking it down. I like that one. It sounds dramatic.
It is. Sometimes people even say, the heavens open. It's that really heavy rain that makes it hard to see if you're driving or just miserable to walk in.
Okay, pouring, chucking it down. So if you get caught in that, what happens to your clothes?
A good point. Well, if it was just spitting or maybe light drizzle, you might just get a bit damp.
Damp. Slightly wet.
Yeah, just a little bit. But if you're out in that proper pouring rain without cover, you'll get soaked.
Soaked, meaning completely wet.
Totally. Through and through. That's the difference. Damp is slight, soaked is, soaked.
Makes sense. Okay, let's look up. What about the sky and storms?
Right. So if the whole sky is just covered in clouds, no sun, no blue patches, that's overcast.
Overcast, gray skies.
Yeah. And if those clouds look really dark, almost black, that's described as dark overhead.
And that usually means rain is coming.
Right. Usually, yeah. Or it's already raining hard. Seeing it dark overhead often makes you think a storm is brewing.
A storm brewing.
Yeah,
Like it's about to start.
exactly. You feel it's coming soon. And in a storm, you often get
Lightning.
lightning, yep, that big flash of electricity, and then the sound.
Thunder.
Right, the rumble or crash that follows the lightning.
Light travels faster than sound. Always remember that from school.
Huh, true. And when you have a storm with both lightning and thunder, plus usually heavy rain, that chucking it down stuff, that's a thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm. Got it. What about wind? Does that get specific words too?
It does. When the wind starts getting stronger, you can say the wind picks up.
Picks up. Okay, increasing.
Yeah. And if it gets really, really strong, potentially dangerous. That's called a gale.
A gale. Wow, that sounds serious. Often with storms.
Often, yeah. Gale force winds are pretty powerful.
Okay, so wind picks up could become a gale. Right, let's flip completely. Hot weather.
Ah, the other extreme. Yes. When it's incredibly hot, like really uncomfortable, you might hear baking hot.
Baking hot, like an oven.
Exactly the image. Or another word for a really hot day, often sunny too, is a scorcher.
A scorcher. Nice one.
Yeah, and sometimes people just say it's boiling. Baking hot, scorcher, boiling? They all mean extremely hot.
Makes you thirsty just thinking about it.
Doesn't it? And sometimes on those really hot days, there's absolutely no breeze. That's described as completely still, which can make it feel even hotter,
Oh, definitely. No relief. Okay, heat covered. Back to winter then. It's not just cold, right? There's ice and snow.
For sure. When it's freezing, you often wake up and see that white layer of ice crystals on everything. That's frost.
Frost. Pretty but cold.
Very true. And sometimes it's not quite rain, not quite snow. A mix. That's sleeting.
Sleeting, like icy rain.
Yeah, or sort of wet snow, it's a messy mix. Then, if you just get a little bit of light snow, just for a short time, doesn't really stick, that's a flurry of snow.
A flurry, just a quick dusting.
Right. But snow can get serious, too. A really bad snowstorm with lots of snow and strong wind, making it hard to see, that's a blizzard.
Blizzard, okay, that's major. Definitely impacts travel and everything.
Absolutely. Blizzards are no joke. And then, after the snow, or if it warms up a tiny bit, the snow on the ground can get wet and half melted. That messy stuff is slush.
Ugh, slush.
Horrible to walk in.
Isn't it wet and cold?
Yeah.
Just blood. So yeah, frost, sleeting, flurries, blizzards, slush, all part of that below freezing winter picture.
Wow. Okay, running through that again. Chilly, freezing, below freezing,
Sure.
spitting, drizzling, pouring, checking it down, damp soaked, overcast, dark overhead, storm brewing, lightning, thunder, thunderstorms, wind picks up, gale, baking hot, scorcher, boiling, completely still, and frost, sleeting, flurry, blizzard, slush. That's quite a list.
It is, but knowing them helps you be much more specific. Totally. But okay, here's the really interesting part for me. How do people actually use these in conversation? It's not just listing words, right?
No, definitely not. It's about using them in context, often in common phrases that describe experiences.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, like got caught in the rain. Everyone knows that feeling, right? You're out, maybe you forgot your umbrella, and suddenly it starts pouring.
Yeah, happens to the best of us. You end up soaked.
Exactly. So you'd say, ugh, I got caught in the rain on my way home. Another really common one linked to bad weather is deciding to stay in.
Stay in. Just not go out.
Yep, because it's trekking it down or freezing or maybe a storm is brewing. You decide, nah, I'm gonna stay in tonight.
Makes sense. And what do you do when you stay in because of the weather?
Well, that leads to other cozy phrases, like maybe you'll sip tea, just relax with a hot drink.
Sip tea.
Yeah.
Nice and calming.
Yeah. And it connects to that idea of perfect movie weather.
I know that one. When it's miserable outside and all you want to do is curl up on the couch.
Precisely. Cold, rainy, perfect movie weather. Or maybe couch and movie weather. And you might put on some cozy socks.
Cozy socks or fuzzy socks. Yes.
Yeah.
Part of the whole staying in comfort package.
It really is. So you see how these phrases link the weather to actions and feelings. Getting caught in the rain leads to being soaked. Bad weather leads to staying in, maybe sipping tea, enjoying movie weather with cozy socks.
That's really practical. And these kinds of conversations come up a lot, don't they? Talking about getting wet, deciding to stay home.
All the time. People might share a story about forgetting their umbrella and getting soaked. Or they'll discuss the forecast, oh, it's supposed to chuck it down later, let's just stay in.
Or even more serious things, like if heavy rain is causing flooding on the roads.
Right. That definitely impacts plans and safety. But it works the other way, too. If it's a beautiful day, not a scorcher, but just lovely and sunny, people talk about planning picnics or other outside activities.
So weather chat drives social plans, too.
Absolutely. Or it can explain disruptions. Someone might talk about getting stuck somewhere overnight because a blizzard hit while they were traveling and it was freezing with gale force winds.
That paints a vivid picture using all that vocabulary.
It does. Or simply hearing a forecast for a thunderstorm with lightning and thunder expected might make someone say, right, I'm definitely staying in tonight then.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be out in that. So thinking about all this, why is weather talk so common? Is it just small talk?
It can be small talk, definitely. It's a safe, shared experience. But as we've seen, it's often more than that. It genuinely affects our plans, our comfort, what we wear, whether it's safe to travel. It dictates a lot.
So it ranges from just a bit chilly today, isn't it, to we need to cancel a trip because of the blizzard forecast.
Exactly. It covers that whole spectrum, which is why having the right words is so useful.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you listening? We've unpacked a whole toolkit of weather words and phrases.
Yeah, you've now got ways to describe everything from a light drizzle on a chilly morning to a baking hot scorcher, or even a full-on blizzard with slush afterwards. And importantly, how these terms actually pop up in everyday chat.
The key thing really is just to use it. Practice. Weather is always happening. So try to notice it and try to use some of these words when you talk about it.
Listen to how others talk about it, too. You'll start hearing chucking it down or feeling chilly all the time. The more you use them, the more natural they'll feel.
Maybe think about this. How often does the weather actually change your plans or influence even small conversations you have during the day?
Yeah, noticing that might give you even more chances to put this language into practice. It's a really common, everyday topic, so the opportunities are definitely there.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the wonderful world of weather talk.